Hello, my name is Zachary Davenport. Privacy and intellectual property law have continued to transform the United States since the beginning of 1787 with the Constitution. Even though we have made strides in keeping intellectual property and privacy up to date, there are still leaps and bounds to be made to make it applicable in the modern day. In this presentation, I will show you how the digital age has transformed intellectual property and privacy, and where we need to go in order to perfect it. By the end, you will understand why modernizing cybersecurity law for intellectual property and privacy is relevant. Privacy protects personal information, while intellectual property secures creators' and innovators' rights. When it comes to the digital era, all digital media like movies, music, and software can be exposed, stolen, or copied. There have been strides in addressing privacy and ownership of intellectual property, such as trademarking and the HIPAA Act. Still, lawmakers and judges are forced to interpret the law in their own ways to balance what is right in the law with the realities of digital media. The All Rights Act of 1789 gives courts residual authority to issue orders in aid of their jurisdiction. It's been used recently in the Apple versus FBI court case when law enforcement sought to access personal devices through back doors due to violent activities around the United States. The Act offers a flexible foundation, but it was drafted for physical world problems and can be confusing when it was applied to encryption, cloud services, and globally distributed data. That confusion creates legal and policy tensions between privacy, security, and technical feasibility. Digital IP spans from copyright such as software, images, and videos, patents like software methods, hardware designs, trademarks like brand presence and domain names, and trade secrets such as source code, algorithms, and customer lists. Each of these categories raises distinct issues online. The laws need to be clear on where the line is drawn for these digital media and innovations, so that consumers and organizations can know what is within their rights to use them and what is not. Enforcement agencies like the FBI and DOJ pursue cyber criminals and prosecute them. The United States versus Ivanov court case demonstrates that the United States out-of-country reach. A Russian hacker named Ivanov was charged in the United States courts when he attacked the United States at different organizations. This shows that the jurisdiction can follow the victim across borders, not just in their local locations. Cross-border cooperation and mutual legal assistance are essential to enforcement. For victims such as those like Ivanov, they impact victims since with financial losses, privacy breaches, and reputational harm. For those like Ivanov, they've received civil suits, criminal prosecution, fines, and incarceration. Beyond legal sanctions, infringement destroys trust in digital ecosystems, increasing compliance costs and promoting stricter technical controls and contractual obligations for organizations. In the Universal Studios versus Corley court case, Corley created a software that stole DVD encryptions. Defendants argued that the code was free speech and that they had the right to share the software. Plaintiffs, on the other hand, argued that the distribution enabled copyright infringement and violated the DMCA. The Second Circuit upheld the injunctions and limiting the distribution of the illegal software, reasoning that though code can be expressive element, restricting its distribution was justified to prevent theft of copyrighted work. The case highlights the difficult balance between free expression and IP protection in code and tools that enable infringement. Overall, foundational statutes like the All Rights Act remain useful but often require judicial interpretation or legislative updating to address the modern digital age. Protecting digital IP requires rules and enforcement across copyright, patent, trademark, and trade secret law, while cybersecurity enforcement depends on domestic agencies and international cooperation. Thank you.